Coming into these games, as is usual, as we get sort of into naming a squad again, as we start to move into a football season, we've had one or two little challenges just in terms of some injuries, some guys maybe not getting as many minutes as we would have liked. You know, people who at the start of the season were maybe in really good form getting their minutes, but the last 3, 4, 5 weeks maybe not getting so many minutes. And then also finding that balance of, look, people who are in form, we want to give them their opportunity to step up to the national team and show us what they've got, but at the same time keeping a level of consistency within the team, because if you're changing people every time, you lose that connection between the layers of the team. So it's trying to get that balance right. But we're very pleased with the group we've been able to name for this international window, and we believe that it brings the right mix of maturity, sort of excitement, energy, skill within the group, and we're confident that the guys we're bringing together are going to be able to do a good job in the upcoming games. Okay, so in terms of the squad itself, we're naming a 23-man squad for this international window. So beginning with the goalkeepers, we're maintaining the goalkeepers from the last camp, so Ibrahima Georgiou, Lamine Seydi and Sheikh Sibi. In defence, we're having Ibu Toure. We welcome back Jacob Mendy, Joseph Cisse, Dadi Doudou Gueye, Mamadou Lion Njai, Omar Colley and James Gomez. In the midfield, Alassane Mane, Mamadou Badjo, Saidou Khan, Ebu Adams, Ibrahima Darbo. In the forward positions, Moussa Barrow, Ablai Diallo, Aliou Fadera, Yankuba Minte, and coming for the first time, Suleiman Kamara. And in the striking positions, Abdoulaye Cisse, Ali Sow, and we welcome back Mohamed Badamosi. So that's the 23-player squad. Like we said, we're very sort of happy with it. It's great to have someone like Jacob Mendy coming back in after his injury, and also quite excited for the Gambian supporters to see young Suleiman Kamara of Racing Santander in La Liga 2 in Spain. So an exciting young winger who we think can give us some good options. So that's the squad, guys. I'm open to any and all questions, so you can fire away. So there's things we're happy that have been going on in recent matches. There's things that we are frustrated with. So I think, as you've said, you know, some of the football we've been playing, me as a coach, you know, I don't want to speak for other people, but as a coach, one of the things you like to say is, hey, I like watching my own team play. You know, sometimes when you're with a team that have to, you know, play negative football, to use that term, it's not even as a coach as enjoyable to watch. But for us, we're liking a lot of the stuff we're seeing on the field. For me as a coach, I enjoy watching the guys play, which tells me what we're doing in training is quite good. But we need to be cleaner around the penalty box. There's no doubt about that. You know, we're creating a lot of chances. You know, our passes into the final third, our box entries, our expected goals are all a lot higher than they've been over recent years, but we have to convert the chances. Okay, and so definitely looking into this training camp, we're pleased that the game falls on a Friday this time and not on the Wednesday like the last time. Prior to playing Comoros, we had one training session together as an entire squad. Whereas this time we're going to have at least 3 with everybody there and an additional 1 with about 70% there. So we believe that extra time is going to help that connection just to make sure we get the shots on target and we convert those chances we're creating. So that's the first thing. Defensively, the one big area that we need to tidy up on is set pieces. When you look back to June, we conceded a set piece in both games from deliveries. So there were crosses into the box or a corner kick. And we said, okay, we need to tidy up on that. And actually in the last camp we did. Any balls played in from like delivered set pieces, we dealt with absolutely fine in the last camp. The problem that came in September, however, was direct free kicks were our undoing. But you can't concede a set piece in every game and hope to be successful. In open play, we're not conceding that many chances. That's not saying we're not conceding any. There are some, but look, if you want to be a front foot team playing, you know, a pressing sort of toe-to-toe type of football, you are going to give up some chances where players, your goalkeeper's expected to make a good save, defenders are expected to defend well 1v1, etc. We know this. This isn't a mistake. This is something that will happen in this style of football. And so we've been generally probably about 85-90% satisfied with the defensive structure, but we need to tidy up set pieces. If we're conceding set pieces, it's like a free goal for the opponent. So yeah, we need to be tidier around our attacking, just in the final 20 meters, and we need to be just better organized in those defensive moments from set pieces.
Okay. Yes.
When you come into any team dynamic, you've got to get used to the way of working. You know, so whether you start a new job, that you have to work with other people. So in the media, you've got to work with other people. And your first day on the job, you maybe don't know everything that your new radio station or TV station do. And you've got to get used to other people before you hit top performance. Yeah, that would be an agreeable thing in most walks of life. In football, it's even more so because tactically, one team does not play the same as another team. Yeah, so if you look at Arsenal, they don't play the same as Manchester City or Barcelona. So when you move from one team to another, you've got to integrate into that. So when you have someone like Abdoulaye Cissé who comes into the national team, we were really pleased with him in the last camp. But he still is evolving and developing that connection with the teammates around him. Historically, for me, players who come to their very first national team camp don't usually get lots of minutes. Sometimes they do if they're a really high quality player, if they turn up and hey, they have a 10 out of 10 week and they're just the best player in the training sessions, then yes, they get their minutes. But the nature of football is it usually takes more than 2 or 3 days to integrate into a new team. Yes, all of these guys are Gambian, but that doesn't mean they know how to play well together yet. And so we're really pleased with Abdoulaye. And so do I expect he has a better chance of getting minutes in this camp compared to the last camp? Yes, because he will have had more time with his teammates. He'll know the passes people like to play. His teammates will know the type of runs he needs to play. Because you've got to remember, the guys like Ebu Adams or Moussa Barrow or Ablaye Diallo, when they turned up on the Monday, Tuesday before we played Comoros, that was the first time any of them had ever played with Abdoulaye Cissé. And so you can understand that the connection isn't quite there yet. It's not a computer game. You don't just throw them out there. So, you know, the young guys, it's not a must that when you come to the national team, you play in your first camp. Sometimes it's about integrating, and over the long term, you become a really valuable asset for us. But like I said, that doesn't rule out, look, if someone turns up and they're just, you know, destroying it in training, then of course they play. Yeah, of course they play. So Saini hasn't been in his match day squad for CSKA Sofia for about 6 weeks, which is very frustrating for us because prior to the September camp, Saini was getting really good minutes at CSKA Sofia. But since, and even for us, he came in and has been, you know, the numbers he's been posting in terms of the training sessions, we've been really pleased with for a young guy. But since he's went back to his club, I think they've played 5 games since the September international window, and he hasn't even been in the match day squad. So it's not even like he's been on the subs bench. So he's fit. He just hasn't had any involvement whatsoever at CSKA. So that made the decision there. In terms of, and look, I know how people like to put questions together, but you know, you sort of asked there, what are we going to do about the number 6 so we stop conceding set pieces? The number 6 is one of 11 people who helps us concede or not concede on set pieces. So, you know, the work's just got to be done on the training field. So you mentioned the game he played on Saturday, but you didn't mention the game he played well organized before, like where he came out of the game after was it 30 or 40 minutes with a subluxated shoulder. Conceded in June and in September were very different. And so we just need to tidy it up a little bit. But ultimately, the key thing for us, we need to convert our chances. You know, defensively, you know, we are creating a lot more chances than we're giving up. We just need to be more cleaner around the penalty box. If we do that, then we'll be winning a lot of football matches.